Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, Hasbanallahu wa ni'mal wakeel. The Lord is my light and my salvation, whom shall I fear? Assalamu alaikum, welcome to Johnny's Bite. It's Monday, we're live on 3FM 92.7 and TV3 Ghana as well. Tell somebody that Johnny's Bite is on, and we will be on 3FM 92.7 from this point forward. And just to press home that no form of intimidation will win, and Johnny's Bite is the people's bite. Welcome. It's Monday. Thoughts about Professor Kwesi Botwe and, his past. Ghana's longest-serving finance minister. And if Professor Kwesi Botwe reads his budget, you obviously know that you would know the price of a tin of milk and all of that. In fact, you are going to see a kind of Mokola budget, the ordinary Ghanaian could associate with it. It's the finance minister's finance minister. And at this point where our economy has become what it is, we actually had required him. In fact, he had promised me an interview, but the Lord knows best. May he rest in peace. But this morning, as in line with the principle of audio terrain patem, give the other side a chance to speak. Principle of journalism as well, that you must hear from the other side. I've heard comments coming up as in questions, indeed. And Oliver, pull up Mr. Dr. Charles Dubois' photo for me. He was a minister for finance, Minister of State at the Finance Ministry. And as a matter of principle, I will ask the questions. Because we had all seen Anas Arimeya's Galamsey economy. We had watched it. I was there. Watched it where conversations about appearance fee for the vice president, $200,000, money for shopping, percentage for, starting a bank, 20%. We had seen all of those conversations. Now, I have heard questions being asked as to why there's been some distortion in the bit about Dr. Bawumia. I've heard questions being asked. And I'm asking these questions also because Mr. Ken Ofori, who is the finance minister, who was also sweating while we were cooling off on Friday in Parliament, had had occasion to defend Mr. Charles Dubois and to say that he was entrapped. So question number one, was Dr. Charles Dubois really entrapped by Anas Arimeya? And why is Mr. Ken Ofori now speaking? Because mind you, the 80 and 95 MPs who, in fact, the whole majority who had spoken and said they want Charles Dubois and Ken Ofori out, or else they will not participate in the reading and the discussion of the budget or any other business, and they still stand by that claim. All of them had wanted them out. Yet, when Dr. Dubois was shown the exit, Mr. Ofori was quiet until he appeared before Parliament. So the question is, was he really entrapped? Number two, why is Mr. Ofori now speaking? That's the first question I want to ask. The second question is, did Dr. Charles Dubois step on some toes, special toes, which is why it's being shown the exit? Because you see, in that video, and if you look at the scheme of things, names were mentioned. Names were mentioned. So why is he the only one? Well, entrapment, I don't know. But was he really entrapped? That's the first one. The second one is that they are asking the question why the portion of Dr. Bawumia was distorted. That's what they're saying. And that there's no correlation, or if you like, a smooth transition between what had been written by the Crusading Guide and what, had been said in the video. I am only asking the questions they are asking. Now, Anas Arimeya and his team have said that a portion of the documentary was stolen, which is why an investigation that was done in 2018 is now being shown to us. So the question is, who stole the documentary? And who was it given to? Was it given to a certain member of parliament who is not too happy with Mr. Dubois, which is why he's been put in this fix? Number three, they are asking a question as to whether or not there were others in the meeting room and why the focus was just on him. I'm only asking my questions. And I'm doing this in the principle of journalism. Give the other party a chance to speak. But you see, the same kind of energy that Mr. Ken Ofori Atta had given to, in support of Mr. Charles Dubois, you would ask yourself where the honesty is. Because the majority side that had told us that, oh, we want both Charles Dubois and Ken Ofori Atta to go. When Friday we had the meeting in Parliament on TV, and I thank God it was on TV, you saw the ministers. So we want them to go. But first, let us come publicly to support them. Is that the case? So ministers, Minister for Communication was there, Minister for Information was there, ministers, Defense Minister was there. They were all there at the table. Go and watch the video again. So we want to sack him, or we want to sack them. But first, let us come and sit at the table and support them. And I've told you that if your members of parliament who came to tell you that we want them out, they are the same people giving support to them. When they come for the primaries, sack them. They are not representing your interest. So I've asked 4 questions. Why is Mr. Ofori Atta now speaking? Why didn't he speak in the first place? Number 2, was there distortion really? Number 3, was there entrapment? Number 4, did Dr. Charles Dubois step on some toes within government that the people want to push him out and sacrifice him? Number 5, is he alone? And I get a bit worried because in the last video of Nyantechi and also this Charles Dubois video, we'll see that the president and the vice president are constantly mentioned. The president and the vice president are constantly mentioned. The last time the president was in the pocket of somebody, I don't know if it's come out of the pocket. The vice president has been mentioned in this one as well. He has come to deny it. But I'm asking, did Dr. Dubois step on some toes? And if he stepped on some toes, whose toes did he step on? I want you to think deeply. Because there are movers and shakers in this country. People who think that there's nothing that can be done. Show me Mr. Ofori Atta's photo. Oliver, show me Mr. Ofori Atta's photo. Now here's Mr. Ofori Atta, who has left the Bible. Now he's quoting hymns to us. Mr. Ofori Atta left a paying job at Data Bank and came to do a finance minister job that we are not paying him for. Now, we say resign. We are not paying you for the job. We say, okay, we are not okay with the job you are doing. We say resign. You are not getting money for what we are not paying you for. And he said, I will not resign. Have you heard some before? That I have a job. I'm a carpenter. Then TV3 comes to pick me to be a presenter. Then while I'm presenting here, I'm not getting paid. And then they say, okay, now we are not happy with your work, so please go home. I say, I won't go home. I like to work here. Have you heard some before? His own job, he resigned from it. Today, they say go. He said he won't go. And then you have the ministers who are asking for his head, sitting at the table. That's when I saw it. My heart started hitting. And then I asked myself, is this all semantics or is this some politics that is being played? Parliament. The same people who are supposed to be doing checks and balances on the executive. Parliament. They couldn't ask a question on conflict of interest. They're talking Sraj and Supreme Court and blah, blah, blah. As if to suggest that whatever conclusions they make will be used against the man in a competent court of jurisdiction. I'm surprised. And it should tell you that politicians really do not have you at heart. I tell you. All what is happening, politicians are demonstrating to you on live TV that they don't have you at heart. And so as a young person, if you will dedicate all of your time to politicians, you'll be in trouble. Eventually, their children will be better. They'll be more comfortable. You will still be wallowing in squalor and poverty. And you'll be thinking, I'm watching Parliament closely on this matter. All the MPs, and I've told you, if the MPs that held the press conference, some of who came into that meeting to support, if the MPs who told you that they came to you, consulted you, and you told them that you are not happy with Ken Ofori-Atta and Charles Edubwa, and so they must go, if those very same MPs, if they stay on, sack them. And you see, final point. The chief of staff had written and said that in 12 hours, any ministry, Oliver, pull that OPK short for me. That's what we're ending with. Any ministry or any government official who has an allegation made at you, in 12 hours, you must respond. I'll tell you something. This was, about a week or so ago, right? It says the sacking of Charles Edubwa is meaningless unless it is linked to the resignation of Ken Ofori-Atta and the total liberation of the finance ministry from data bankers. The sacking of Charles Edubwa is meaningless unless it is linked to the resignation of Ken Ofori-Atta and the total liberation of the finance ministry from data bankers. Davis Opoku, OPK, MP for Prayesu. How many hours has this been since he made this? Have you seen the Ministry of Finance responding to it? And are you wondering why the chief of staff was sitting right behind the finance minister? It should let you ask questions. Who really is in charge? Good morning.